What's up, everyone? It's Chris. Welcome back to another video. We're on Plants vs. Zombies. I used to suck ass at this game as a kid. I don't know why, but I think I got to level 8. And yeah, I want to talk about some things. I want to rant. I want to talk about how certain groups of people from a certain country are fucking kids. So over the weekend, the DOJ released a bunch of Epstein files and whatnot. And when I say it is quite literally what I expected, I'm not surprised at all. Obviously, I've known about Epstein. And yeah, I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't completely just flat out normal. Yeah, because I've seen this stuff. I don't want to say normal, but it doesn't shock me. And earlier today, I was just going through, and I would just do like a search word, and I would literally just do pizza. And you would just hear the horrific things, because they're not, they ain't referring to pizza. Now, obviously, again, we know about Pizzagate. Obviously, that's real. Alex Jones was right. All of these extremely right-wing conspiracy theorists were right about everything. And I don't want to talk about it too long, but I just want to say I am not surprised about literally any of it at all. I'm going to be honest. Now, realistically, will anything happen? No, nothing's going to happen. There's not going to be a single person that's going to be held accountable, even remotely. There's not going to be a single person that even gets arrested or charged, or they might get charged, but they're not going to get arrested. Ghislaine, they get charged, but they don't get. Epstein got charged. He didn't get arrested, or he got. He didn't get. I don't want to say charged, but he didn't get convicted of all that stuff because he killed himself beforehand. I know the buckets had this much health. This kind of sucks. Watch this lock. Boom. That's a lock. That might have just been a huge waste. Shit. Okay, there we go. That's a lock. So yeah, I don't want to talk about the kid stuff too long because I've just been looking at it all day and you're just like, okay. I'm going to kill myself. So yeah, I think we're going to go into why I just wouldn't pay child support. So when you go to court to, I guess, explain how much money you make as the dad or whatever, and you basically have to explain like, hey, this is how much money I make. This is how much money I got to pay towards child support now. I would just corrupt the court probably, and I would just kind of pay off the judge. I would at least get like a Republican, anti-woman judge, which I don't know how hard that would be, but I think it'd probably be pretty hard. But yeah, and I would basically walk up to the stand and I would go, hey man, you know me. I got to get my F-150 later. I need that money. I need that money for my F-150 V8 Lariat Black Appearance Pack. Oh, look at that play. That's a baller play right there. That's a baller play right there. Number 2, and I'm going to take from the blacks here. I don't want to steal from the blacks, but they go, that ain't my child. That ain't my kid. A lot of black guys go, that's not my kid. And I think it works out for them a lot. So I think that's what I would do. I would just go, hey, that's not my kid. That's straight up not my kid. Hey, yo, that's not my kid. So that's kind of how, that's kind of the mentality I would have. And number 3 is, I don't even think I would be in this situation to begin with, because I would never date, marry, or procreate with a woman who has less money than you. This is very good of it. You should listen to this advice. Never date a woman who has less money than you. Always date upward. Date in terms of income, date upwards. This is common knowledge. If you want to succeed, this is common knowledge. So I remember the one time I had to go get a drug test for one of my jobs. And I'll just say it wasn't in the best part of it wasn't in the best part of town. There was a lot of minorities, specifically a specific group. And it was about 9 a.m. And I'm walking up to the door for the waiting room. It was like a doctor's office, even though it's only for like drug testing. Before I even get up to the door, all I hear is yelling, screaming. And it's about, like 9:30. And it's all I hear. And upon opening the door, there's a woman at the front desk screaming at this elderly woman about, I think it was like how she doesn't know how to fill out the form, which is like your name, where you live, what company you work for for the drug test and whatnot. So yeah, she was yelling and screaming. I think she actually had to, she had to be forced out like by security. It was like weird. So yeah, she left. And I go up, I get my paperwork to fill out, and they said it'd be like a 5-minute wait, and it ended up being like a 25, 30-minute wait. So I get my paperwork and whatnot, and I go to sit down, and the place is pretty full, and it starts to get full and fuller and fuller and fuller, and people are starting to line up against the wall because there's that many people, and no one's like walking out like they're done with their drug test or anything. Like no one's coming out, so we're just like, what the fuck? And as I'm sitting there, I fill out my paperwork because it only takes me like 5 minutes. This like 6 foot tall, big ass black woman sits next to me because it's pretty packed at this point. So yeah, and I don't have my AirPods, so I'm gonna, have my volume up just a little bit, not loud at all. And I'm playing Clash of Clans, and she keeps doing this like sigh. I'm like, bitch, calm down. So yeah, also on top of this, there are people on their phone, and it is so loud. The people talking are so loud. The people who they are on the phone with are also so loud. The room was basically the most stereotypical, like if you were to write like a 1950s like racist comedy about these people, it would have been this room. It would have been what was happening in this room. And I had to sit there for 25 minutes and not say the word. So yeah, there was just people. Yeah, there was a guy next to me, to the right of me. He was just yelling into his phone. And keep in mind, it's like a relatively small room. It's a waiting room. It's just standard waiting room. There's probably like 15, 20 people in here. And they were just yelling into the phone. And he was yelling to her about like I'm assuming what would be his baby mama, about just like money. Just something with just money. See, the main thing I wanted to talk about in this video was boomer slop in the TV shows, because they don't watch movies. They don't really watch movies. They watch a lot. Because here's the thing with a movie. A movie is an hour and a half to like 3 hours long. They don't want that. They want something that they can escape to for 9 seasons and 9 spin-offs and 1 billion episodes per season, per spin-off. And that's the boomer, right? This is what the homeowners are buying. A lot of these shows are just based around cops, paramedics, the hospital. Oh my God, boom, right there. That's what we're talking about. They're watching shows like NCIS. NCIS is, it has 1 billion spin-offs. There's 1 billion seasons. They love this stuff. Watch this. Oh shit. Boom. But yeah, these boomers just want to become one with the couch. Like they want the whatever whatever their couch is made out of, and their skin to just become one. That's what they want. Anything that's just about getting the bad guys. Shows that are created by the military industrial complex to just get, hey, watch 9 seasons of Cops. There's another show called like 911 or 911 Emergency. It's basically, I would imagine it's it's basically the same thing. A lot of these shows, once you've seen a few episodes of just even one of them, they're just kind of all the same. They really are. Yellowstone is one that's kind of different. It's like a wannabe like anti-government just boomer fantasy ranch life, where it's like, hey man, that woke mind virus, that's the villain. But yeah, it would not surprise me if the main villain, I know nothing about the show, but it would not surprise me if the main villain for that show was just the woke mind virus. It was just a guy dressed up as like COVID-19, and above his head it just said woke mind virus. That would be pretty funny, actually. That would actually be kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. And the funny thing about these shows are, even though they're about cops and about just good guy, bad guy, we love the military. Oh my God, look at this. We're getting all the bad guys. We're getting even the liberal, like left wing, just insane boomers also love these shows. It's not just like the right wing Republican ones. The left, they love these shows too. They absolutely do. They will basically be arguing at, like, just say a family dinner about these two boomers, the one on the right, the one on the left. They will just be arguing, just whatever CNN and Fox News told them to argue about. And the second you go, You mention anything about TV. The second you mention anything about TV, or just something like that, they will immediately stop screaming at each other, hold hands, and go, "Hey, man, yeah, we've I've watched NCIS. I've rewatched it 5 times." So that's kind of who you're dealing with when you're buying a home. Well, guys, that's gonna do it. Another Chris video in the books. I'll see y'all later. Peace.